I decided to replay this whole game again. It was a good game. Spider-Man No Way Home popped for that. That actually pretty good.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Oh dear.
The truth
Okay,
is,
bye dear.
even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. Like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child,
Big house.
the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. He told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Mom must have locked the third-floor stairs on the night we left. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
No, I'm just looking around. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Already been down here. Okay. There's nowhere else but up.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Well, maybe you should believe in Lewis a little bit more.
My mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now read of. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Oh, okay. I literally did that, but...
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. I kept eating and eating.
Oh, there we go. Just down. Toothpaste. Do we want decorations? Nah. Candy? Any Halloween candy?
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
It looks like the gerbil don't need this.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Did you
It was
know?
a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out, and suddenly, I was a cat.
Oh.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
What? Oh. Yeah, I wasn't looking around the first time. I didn't know they were in the room just... Okay.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I could, I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
I need to get 2 rabbits. There are a lot of rabbits, but not too many together. I'm an owl. I'm trying to get 2. It's an achievement to get 2 rabbits in one swoop. Bastard! Ah, I didn't get
I
to him.
imagined his unseen mind through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
That's hard. That's harder than I thought. I could probably repeat that though.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Come here, you little fat bastard. Come here, you little bastard. Oh, I got it.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Yeah.
grabbed on
Bullshit.
tight.
I got it.
When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Now I want my tentacle monster.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Yep.
I was big, and I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
I'm letting the man finish his song.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor?
Oh. This guy's singing Drunken Sailor.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor?
I have a choice to eat all these humans, but I don't want to. No, I'm just gonna eat him.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
I'm a hentai tentacle. Oh, look, it's a toilet.
I got closer and closer. all my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Sure if
I don't know.
told me any of it, but Mom did. When Molly, a lot of time, Edie's. We got along. People Sven was killed have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. he never put it down.
Secret little trapdoors. Secret tunnel.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. Mushroom. At Barbara's funeral, we swore, prayed again. Evan always wanted.
Sam, Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Let's
I
go,
think
boys.
he'd already made up his mind.
We'll go to the moon. Like the cryptocurrencies.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Brother's a fucking astronaut. Woo! All the way around. Let's go.
That's the day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. as a was quite smashing. And whoever he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Yeah, get some oh,
Vanished.
God.
She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara.
Huh? Okay, guess it's just the door then.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And Walter, hiding under his bed the whole... He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Well, fuck our mom. Let's go play the fucking music box now then. Huh?
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Well, now you know. Go ahead and just... I'll be taking this.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Oh, you're here.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
You can't beat
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Bottoms up.
And then one day,
Canned peaches.
everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Canned peaches.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
I like trains.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made, trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Nah, I'm not lost.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
I know exactly where I'm going. Up these stairs.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness
Big
and
house.
madness, any of it seems possible.
Huh.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see poking out of Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Grandpa Sam. Grandpa Simmy. Grandpa's telling me he didn't got nothing cool around his room?
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
He liked war, he liked guns. Don't walk through that yet. No, go back. Fuck, go back. Wait, let's not miss Grandpa Sammy's story. Look at that rad old man.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Let's see, looking for something, make sure I don't miss it.
Nothing quite like being outside.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Oop. Little more gas in the tank, I guess. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
What am I taking a
Dad,
photo of? Oh.
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Who's calling me? Robert is calling. Okay.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Robert.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always.
He wanted to come online. Finally. They change your heart.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Run.
Dad!
Come on, come on.
It's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Grandpa Sam got fucking knocked the fuck out. You know, just get bullied, Sam.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Did you now?
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now
remembered.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Yeah, fuck you, Dad. Fuck this wedding. No. No. Get muted.
wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Yeah. No, but I think the Finches do. The Finches?
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. He saw things the rest of us don't.
Watching's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. Reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy. Silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on,
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want me to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about. It helped her a lot after her dad died.
Oh, Dawn. Dawn's the mom. Okay.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. Birthday, full of paintings. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I gotta mute these two murderers.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
We're watching in a minute. I'm literally at the end of this game. I'm a little bit
Louis's
occupied.
room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Louis is into hardcore drugs, clearly.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Wait, he left?
Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
He told me
He kept working at the cannery.
What a fucking
But he withdrew
asshole!
part of himself.
I didn't know he
In our
left!
sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to... Wanda. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats and toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then, daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss, but he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows, followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who had insisted on advising him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Damn.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
No, I said damn. And then I got it stripping away from me randomly. What do you mean? I was doing the Gaylords.
My mom told me to start packing. She waited until the
But
day
you're
before we
laughing
left
when
to
you
tell
say
Edith.
that, so I don't
I'm
believe
not sure
you.
if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
I was doing better than Jada. I got slammed. I didn't let anyone get slammed.
Leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Yeah, I love just
That
getting
whole last
slammed in my
day,
truck after Jada
Edie
took
just watched
over.
us pack and didn't say a word.
And then none
Until
of
supper,
I
when she
couldn't
raised her
just
glass
scan
and
and
said,
load because none of the scanners that
To
were up
our
there
final
worked.
night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to
I'm
argue
almost done.
now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow.
game.
Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
What remains of Edith Finch? Yeah, play a little bit longer with your phone because I'm on the
power had
very
been shut off
brink
that
of
morning,
being
but
done.
Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know this.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
What?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about
sorry,
what happened
it's
on the night
unpreventable. It's wired to the
That
house, so
night,
it should be getting
the
a power.
tide
I just
went
don't know why it does. I really want to.
It was the first
There
and
was
last
a moment it
time
stopped and my
ever
dad
saw
like
the
made it
old
work
house
again. And I'm like, why would you do
There'd
that?
been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
It's wired to the house,
the lowest
so it
tide
doesn't
in a
need
1,000
batteries.
years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
What was the trucks really
I
cold at the
started
50s today?
seeing things.
It was so cold at the 70s. It was really
Things
bad.
I'd
Like
forgotten had
like
ever existed.
I go in the 50s, and it's like a summer breeze compared to the 70s.
A lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Okay.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go!
That could have waited.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then I was alone. And she left. You. If we lived, but as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes and appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you, but now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.